This is macOS Ken.
A weird day for some new Macs, a bullish note from an Apple analyst, and a quick trailer for slow horses. It is Wednesday, the 8th of November, 2023. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Get 50% off any SimpliSafe system with a Fast Protect plan at simplisafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Yesterday was new Mac Day for people across the planet, though some came with that not-so-new macOS. It was just over a week ago that Apple introduced new MacBook Pros and an iMac running new versions of Apple Silicon processors. The M3 is the first 3nm processor to power personal computers. Orders began Monday, the 30th of October, with first deliveries and in-store availability set for yesterday, Tuesday, the 7th of November. In addition to the machines themselves, Mac Rumors and other sites said that folks getting the new Macs would also have a day one update waiting. What Mac Rumors said last week was that the Macs would ship with a custom version of macOS Sonoma 14.1. However, new users would need to download and install a new version. Well, they got the computers anyway. A piece yesterday from Mac Rumors says the special version of Sonoma was missing from at least some of the machines. In fact, at least some of the machines were missing any version of Sonoma. As Twitter user Aaron P316 pointed out, an unknown number of the new MacBook Pro units came with an unreleased build of macOS Ventura 13.5 installed. When they tried to update the Sonoma, they could not. Attempting to update in system settings listed macOS Ventura 13.5 as the latest version of macOS available. Additionally, a piece from 9to5Mac said the same thing was happening to at least some of the M3 iMac units as well. Interestingly, there may be a fix for this already. Relatively late in the day on Tuesday, 9to5Mac hit with a few stories on minor updates for various Apple operating systems. Among them, macOS Sonoma 14.1.1. According to the update's release notes, it provides important bug fixes and security updates and is recommended for all users. While that site had apparently not had a chance to try it out, 9to5Mac's guess was that the update made it possible to move the new Macs to Sonoma. It was actually a pretty big day for pretty small updates, according to pieces from 9to5Mac, each targeting specific fixes. Apple on Tuesday released iOS 17.1.1. Release notes for that say it addressed an issue where, in rare circumstances, Apple Pay and other NFC features may become unavailable on iPhone 15 models after wireless charging in certain cars. It also took care of a weather lock screen widget issue, where the widget might not correctly display snow. Next up, watchOS 10.1.1. 9to5Mac had release notes for that, indicating a fix for the excessive battery drain about which some have complained since watchOS 10.1 came out. It's also said to bring other important, though unspecified, bug fixes. Finally, on the OS front, Apple on Tuesday updated the software for the HomePod line to version 17.1.1, dealing specifically with Apple's virtual assistant. The software's release notes say it addresses an issue where some HomePod speakers could respond slowly or fail to complete requests. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. I don't want to freak you out, but Thanksgiving is just a couple of weeks away. If your life's like mine, things are just going to get busier and busier through the end of the year. Before they get too hectic, consider this great deal from SimpliSafe. Right now, you can get up to 50% off a brand new SimpliSafe home security system. Going away for the holidays? Having people over for the holidays? SimpliSafe has everything you need to make your home more secure. Cameras for inside and out, sensors for fires, floods, and break-ins, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. You pick just the components and service for you, and you can install it too. I had my sensors, keypad, and base station up and running in well under an hour, but if you want help, SimpliSafe can hook you up. U.S. News & World Report named SimpliSafe the best home security of 2023. Go to simplisafe.com/macOSken to find out why. Plus, for a limited time, you can get up to 50% off any SimpliSafe system with a Fast Protect plan. Visit simplisafe.com/macOSken. SIMPLI. That's simplisafe.com/macOSken. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives seems to think Wall Street is coming round to where he has been. Apple 3.0 ran part of a note Tuesday from the most bullish of the Apple bulls. As the site's Philip Elmer DeWitt implied, Ives' note seems to have a hint of, "I told you so," to it. Heading into the September quarter earnings season, the analyst says the street had white-knuckle fears around the soft narrative big tech earnings were going to tell the street. Skip ahead a bit, and Ives says big tech earnings over the last few weeks have been strong across the board as cloud, digital advertising, enterprise spending, and iPhone demand are giving the bulls news to cheer heading into year-end and 2024. It's not that everyone thought so immediately, but they seem to think so now in Ives' estimation. He says the way he saw it playing out, once the dust cleared from Apple's quarter-end guidance, investors would focus through the noise around weak iPads, Macs, and foreign exchange headwinds, and instead see iPhone units that are growing again, with services back to steady double-digit growth. They'd also see that the China worries were fiction, as he sees it, as underlying mainland China growth remains strong and a key asset for the core iPhone franchise. With that, Ives says his firm's favorite tech names remain Apple, Microsoft, Google, Palo Alto, Palantir, Zscaler, CrowdStrike, and MongoDB. That said, he says Apple remains his firm's top tech pick. Mr. Ives has an outperform rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $240. While Apple Pay and the like have always been subject to regulation in the US, it seems nobody's been closely checking their work. It also seems that may be about to change. Barron's ran a piece Tuesday that had the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB, proposing a rule that would subject large, non-bank consumer payments companies to reviews by its examiners. The way the proposal is currently set, that would include Apple, Google, PayPal, and several other firms. According to Barron's, the proposed rule applies to companies that handle more than 5 million transactions per year, a threshold that easily captures the tech giants. The agency said the rule would apply to a total of more than a dozen companies. A piece from the Financial Times says the rule change will be subject to public comments before final implementation. The Barron's report says those comments will be taken until the 8th of January, or 30 days after the rule is published in the Federal Register, whichever is later. And finally today, the trickle of trailers from Apple's streaming service continues. Apple TV Plus issued a press release Tuesday presenting a trailer for the third season of Slow Horses. If you have missed this show, you have missed one of the best shows on Apple TV Plus, in my opinion. The release describes the series, saying Slow Horses is a darkly humorous espionage drama that follows a dysfunctional team of British intelligence agents who serve in a dumping ground department of MI5, known unaffectionately as Slough House. It's violent, but not gratuitously so. It's foul-mouthed. The characters are spies, but they're about as far from James Bond as you can get. In Season 3, says the release, a romantic liaison in Istanbul threatens to expose a buried MI5 secret in London. When Jackson Lamb and his team of misfits are dragged into the fight, they find themselves caught in a conspiracy that threatens the future not just of Slough House, but of MI5 itself. Seasons 1 and 2 are available to stream now on Apple TV+. The first 2 episodes of Season 3 hit the stream on Wednesday, the 29th of November. They'll land 1 per week on following Wednesdays, with the season ender streaming on the 27th of December. You can catch a trailer for Season 3 now on YouTube. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 50% off any SimpliSafe system with a Fast Protect plan at simplysafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.